Hey, Gus.
Hey,
I mean, we all know what the statistics look like, and how hard is this for you, kind of being the guy who's bearing the criticism for all of this? Is it difficult, or is it just part of the cost of doing business?
no, it is difficult, right? I mean, I think you look more at it as for the organization, for the players, for the team, for the fans, that's the part that's difficult. And you want to play better. Our whole emphasis is on getting better each week. And there was a period of time in last game where we weren't getting better. We didn't get better at tackling. We didn't get better at some of our fundamental things, and it showed. And that's the disappointment, is that we had an opportunity to win a game, and we didn't pull our end of the bargain. Through explosive plays, not making as many plays as we could have, and that's extremely disappointing. But yeah, it's tough. It's always humbling when you go through a game like that and you feel like your defense had a big part of it and you didn't show up the way you should have.
Thanks, Gus.
Yep.
James.
Gus, obviously 2022, 28th in scoring defense, 28th last year. I think it's 25th this year. Shane said he has faith in you, and obviously I'm sure you have faith in yourself, but why should you be the guy, or can you be the guy to fix this defense that, has kind of been porous the last few years?
Well, I think it starts with our players. We believe in our players, and we know that we can get it done and we can keep these points down. And that's our whole objective. I mean, are you going to eliminate explosive plays, keep the points down, give your offense a chance to get the ball many times and score some points? And we have faith in our group. We have faith in our coaching staff that we can get it done. There was a moment in that game, especially in the fourth quarter, where there's always going to be a play here or a play there, and you try to eliminate those as many as possible. But to get the points that they did in the fourth quarter, which was hard. So, I think it's all based on how you feel the team is handling it, how the group is handling it. Right now, our defensive guys are stung, and they want to get it right. We had a great meeting to go through all the tape. We watched, 85% of the plays, the tough ones for sure, and just the accountability part of it and making sure everybody understood what it should look like. And I think there's a clear vision. They understand what it should look like, as do we, and that gives me the faith that we can get this done.
One quick follow-up. What do you think are just the constant themes to why you all haven't been able to get it done?
Well, in this past game, I mean, explosive plays, right? I think when we play well, we limit the explosive plays. When we don't, we give them up. And, I didn't think in the first half we gave up the long pass for a touchdown. We gave up a screen for a touchdown. If you look at the explosive plays, there's one in single high, one in split safety, one in pressure, and one in man coverage. So it hit us in all of them. It wasn't like, oh, it was all in, split safety. Oh, it was all in three deep. We got hit in each one of those. And, and there were some big plays. You saw one where we missed tackles. We called a pressure and we had a couple of guys at the point of attack, and it's a fast play that took place, but we got to make those plays. So, it comes back down to explosive plays. And if we limit them, and that's what we didn't do in the second half. The second half, they had more explosive plays than the first half, and that's why the score became what it was.
Kevin.
Gus, what goes into your decision each week in bringing more guys via pressure versus sticking with that front four?
It's good. That's a great question. One, I think we look at, do we think our front can win? And also the protection. Now, last week, Jacksonville has a tendency, they do a lot of quick game. So they're a heavy quick game, especially out of 11 personnel. So you just go into it with the philosophy and saying, all right, how do we disrupt quick game? How do we get them into more of a drop back mode? So there's that part of it. And then another part of it, a lot of times in base defense or 12 personnel, teams will max protection. So then what is your personality? What is your flavor towards max protection? Can you win one-on-one, or do you need to bring pressure to affect the quarterback? And so that's where, like I said, you saw the four different deals, right? We brought pressure, we played man, we played split safety, and we played three deep, and we just didn't affect him as much as we needed to. At the end of the game, we tried to overwhelm him with pressure. We didn't get to him. He got in field goal position. They kicked the field goal and won. So we just got to find a way that when we call six or more guys on a pressure, we got to win.
Nate.
Hey, Gus, when you look back through it, what do you feel like is the primary reason for the tackling issues going on right now?
Well, I think, a lot of times it's like we make contact, but we're not finishing. We always say, you got to come up with a body part, come up with something, wrap up and drive for 5. I just don't think we're finishing like we need to, especially in space. Space tackling is where you're seeing some of the issues occur. Now, yeah, you're right. The long run, it was close quarter tackling, and we missed a bunch of tackles there too. So we just got to, play with good pad level and, keep driving for 5 and wrap up and somehow come up with a body part. And right now we're making contact, but we're not, making sure that they don't get any more after the initial contact.
Joel.
Does the secondary need to play a little closer to the line of scrimmage? It felt like when you guys were running stunts and twists there in the first half, a lot of times there was an open receiver underneath, and so when you got guys open, when you got guys free on the rush, they couldn't get home.
Right. And I think that's a great observation, Joel. There's times when we said, hey, let's get coverage where we were going to double the outside guys and make sure that they didn't get an explosive play. And when you do that, you get zone drops, you get some space and they hit the check down. And I think if you really watch the tape, you saw that I think they hit us with an initial check down and got like 10 yards or so. And then after that, we just started playing more man coverage. And, we were playing more man coverage, and then we got hit on that screen, and it slowed it down a little bit. So, that's I'm probably giving too much information, but that's actually what happened. We got a check down. They got some yards. We went to man coverage. We were doing pretty good. We had some wins, a 4th down win by JJ. They hit us on a screen. We had to regroup after that. And then, the rest was what you found out by watching the rest of the game. So you're right. I think there are times that we got to play tighter coverage, and we just got to trust that the corners and the outside guys are going to win their one-on-ones.
George.
Gus, no sacks and no official quarterback hits on Sunday. How much of that, watching the tape, do you feel like was Jacksonville, and how much of that was maybe self-inflicted?
Well, we never got them really off schedule. There was times where those tackling take place. If you look, we had a chance to get them 2nd 9. They fell forward. They got 5 extra yards. So we never really got them into those situations where it was a drop back pass. It was always the quick game, especially out of 11 personnel. So that's, I think we looked up the stat. There's 400 and some quick game passes in the league so far this year, and there were 17 sacks. It's difficult. I think Joe brought up the point of playing tighter coverage to allow the rush to get there. But most of the time, you got to win quick on those things. So, that's what we're taking a good hard look at right now, because we know teams will continue to do that if they feel it's a way to slow down our pressure.
And then we'll take our last question from James.
Gus, can you explain at all, if so, why Dallas Flowers was waived? And then secondly, beyond that, I guess, how do you right the ship defensively when you do have a guys dealing with a lot of injuries at this point in the season?
Well, first of all, let's talk about Dallas. Love Dallas, love coaching him and what he was all about. He's a great man. And, this business is unfortunate that way. And, we've all been a part of it, going through tough times and challenges. And, I could go into more depth about him, but just as far as him as a man, but I have great respect for him. Now, as far as the roster, here's what I told the group, and here's what I think is important. Right after training camp, when we got together and we just named our 53, looked them in the eye and said, you all earned your opportunity to be a part of this 53. You were handpicked to be part of this 53. And, that because we trust you, because we believe in you, and we believe that if anything happens, you'll step up and make plays for us. So when I look back at it, we picked these 53. So that means if there's multiple injuries that take place, then these guys need to step up and they need to get their opportunity. We believed in them enough to bring them in as part of the 53. Now, when they get their chance to play, they got to showcase their abilities. And, that's what we're challenging now. now, to get them to believe that, we do have some injuries, but everybody has injuries across the league. And it's the guys that, there's always a story that takes place with these players, that come on, like Sam. I think Sam's playing, pretty good right now. He's doing some good things. He's making some plays. There's a story, we just got him, a week before the first game, and here he is playing, so there's stories that take place with these younger guys getting opportunity. And that's kind of the message to all of them. Be that story, be that guy that we believed in to be a part of the 53. And when you get your opportunity, you shine.
Great. Thanks, Gus. Appreciate your time.
Okay. Thank you.